Peace and blessings, my global family. When I say global, I mean from the four corners of the planet. For whatever country you're in, I salute you in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. And if you don't know that name in the Hebrew, it means Jesus, okay? But some of you are different faiths and different backgrounds, but you're still my brother and my sister. I love you. And for wherever you are in the world, take a moment and just give thanks for the goodness of the Most High. He's good. Today, I'm not going to be talking much about business. You guys know I have a bunch of businesses, and I'm a mastermind coach, real estate coach, etc. I do business loans, etc. You know, business mentoring and all that stuff. But today, we're going to talk about faith today, okay? I want to give you a word that might move you and stir you in the right direction, that can give you some clarity on some things, all right? I love talking about faith. I believe when I first got called into ministry, you know, the people that told me, hey, Jimmy, you're called to be, you know, an apostle of faith because you have strong faith. And I kind of rejected it for a long time until I realized, yeah, that's the gift that the Most High gave me, to believe in the impossible. And I understand how faith works. And because I've learned how it works through trial and error and through practicing and living by it, I'm going to teach you a little bit about it. I want to impart that to you, right? Now, some of you, you're trying to manifest something great in your life. You have a lot of things going on, but nothing seems to be maturing, right? You get to a certain level. Have you noticed that? And then all of a sudden you hit like a stump in the road, or it's like a glass ceiling. You can't seem to get any higher than that. I've been through that quite a bit. And there's something going on with your faith where you're not able to break through, all right? Here's what I want you to remember about faith before I even talk about the definition of it. I heard a preacher say this. This is not me, but I heard one of my master mentors that I used to listen to online, which I never met him in person. I met him over the phone, but I listened to him for many, many years. His name is Dr. Frederick K.C. Price, okay? Go look him up, Dr. Frederick K.C. Price. He dealt with a lot of tough issues that our country faced as far as, you know, racism in the church and certain things about, you know, how to overcome poverty and all those things. But he said something that really caught my attention. And they called him an apostle of faith, believe it or not, because he was able to do some things that most preachers couldn't do. Like he built his own church debt free. He didn't have to ask anybody for a loan, you know. But he said something powerful, and I never forgot it. He said, to walk in faith, you have to be able to operate away from your five natural senses, which is taste, touch, feel, see, or hear. 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 Okay, so faith is something supernatural. It's not a natural thing. In other words, it's not something you can walk out of the door and physically see faith in operation. It's not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing. However, what he went on to say was, when you walk in faith, the things that are in the invisible that you're believing for, or you want to have, when you start walking by faith, they will eventually manifest in the natural realm. Okay, now here's the definition of it to make sure to bring relevance. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Let me say that again because my earphones came out. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So what are you saying about faith? What are you saying to me, Jimmy? What I'm saying is, you have to believe in something to manifest in your life before you actually see it. You have to believe it from the unseen realm before you actually see it show up in your life. If you want to be a doctor, you have to go to school and believe that you can be one before you actually manifest it. You have to put in the work. You have to literally get up, go to medical school. You have to be on time. You have to pass the classes, and you have to do, all the internships and all those things. But you're not a doctor yet. You believe you're going to be one day, but you have to put in the work before it actually shows up. Let me take it a step further. You have to actually believe, you have to see yourself being a doctor before you actually get there. It could take you 9 or 10 years to get there. And a lot of us practice faith every day without knowing it. But when it comes to having personal things, like you want a nice house, you want to get out of debt, you want to have your kids go to a good college, it seems it's harder for us to believe for those things. But it's the same principle, all right? If you want to be successful, you want to be rich and abundant, you have to develop a mindset and a practice moving in faith of being a millionaire. You have to actually declare that you're a millionaire before you actually get rich. Before you become a multimillionaire or a billionaire, you need to see yourself becoming that. That's how faith works. It's not, oh, one day I'll be that, one day. No, you have to put in the work now. You have to believe it and start putting in the work to become a billionaire or a millionaire. No, it sounds crazy, because if you go around saying, rich and you're broke, and you drive a beat up car, you live in an old, rundown house, people are gonna think you're crazy. But the people that walk by faith and get the manifestation of things, people call them crazy. Okay, heck, they call me crazy in my family. They didn't believe I would have and be and do the things I do now, but I started declaring things because I started understanding how faith works. So when you do that, let's say you want to be successful and rich one day, right? You declare those things, you write them down, you look at them, you say it out loud. I'm wealthy, I'm successful, right? But then, here's where most people jump off the track. They don't put together a plan of action, because faith is an action word. It's not just a declaration word. Yes, you declare a thing, you believe you received it, you got to pull it out of the unseen realm. It's the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Evidence means you can't see it physically, but you have the evidence of it because you believe it and you speak it. But it hasn't shown up yet. Well, if you don't have the right modus operandi, that's the method of how you do things daily, then you're not going to manifest the millionaire flow or the billionaire flow. You have to declare that you're going to be these things and you are those things, but now you got to go and start a business. Now you got to go and become an investor, right? You have to get on the right vehicle that's going to make you rich. If you think that you're going to work a job for 30 years working for somebody else and work that job hard, you're going to get rich. No, you have to do what the rich do. They start businesses, they start companies, right? They buy other businesses. They borrow to invest. Those are the habits of rich people. OPM, other people's money, especially in real estate. You see $1 million property, you got to find a way to get financing for it. Get a property, pay for it. The property's already making money, pay back the loan. Now you're into profit. But if you don't have the mindset of a multi-million-dollar real estate investor and you don't go out and invest in anything, you can speak all day, but it's not going to happen. Faith is like a coin. It's two sides, right? Let's say I have a quarter in my hand. The first side of that quarter, I would call that's the belief side, right? Flip the coin over, and that's the action side. Faith is belief, action. They go together. You can't have one without the other. If you go in your room and you sit down and you pray all night long, Father, I want this. Thank you for the new job. Thank you for the job. Right? And let's say you have a 5-year degree in counseling, but you don't go out and fill out any applications. You haven't got up from the praying and you haven't went out in the field and applied for anything. You should have put out 10 or 20 applications, per day to get one yes. Sometimes it takes a month, 2 months. You can't just say you want to be something or you want this job and you believe you got the job, right? But you don't put in the work to go the daily practices every day that's going to allow you to get that job, which is you got to speak to people, you got to put in the applications, you got to hear the no's before you get the yeses. That's the part of faith that most people are missing. They declare a thing, they see it, they put up, their vision board in their house, right? That's the beginning, but they don't get up and start companies and do things to make themselves successful. Or I back up a little bit. If you don't even want to be rich, if you just want to have a job, you don't get up and look for the job. You got to get up and put the action part in. Faith doesn't work halfway. You can't just do one side and leave the other. All right? I'm telling you something, guys. If you live by it, you'll see success in your life. If you want to be married, single men, you got to start thinking and believing like a married man. What would a man who's married thinks about? You know what? I can't hang out with the guys all the time. I have to get a mindset and prepare myself. If I keep saying, yes, my wife is here, I have to prepare myself as if I'm a married man. I can't be going to the nightclubs and to the strip clubs and seeing the girls, No, a married man that's going to honor his wife, you have to go to certain places, certain social circles where there are single people that want to be married. Okay? You have to be a part of something that's going to manifest the kind of wife that you want. Even you can declare her all day long, but if you're not in the right atmosphere, if you are a man of Yahuwah, the Father, right? And you live a certain way, and let's say you're a minister or you are, you're in the choir or something. You want a woman that matches what you do. So you need to go to a church to find her, right? If you're a Muslim, you need to go to the mosque to find her. All right? You can't say, I want to be, I want to do all these things, and you don't have the actual work ethic to go find those things. Faith is not in operation. Something else is. Maybe fear, doubt, unbelief, and your own selfish, habits are allowing you not to walk in faith. Remember, that's the most important part of faith, is the action part. It's an action word, okay? That's how my wife and I were able to lose everything 2 years ago. And I mean everything, okay? 4-bedroom house, 4 acres of land, everything. Had to live in a hotel. But we had the mindset to get back up and keep fighting. But we fought with faith. We put together a plan of action, and we put the work in. It works, it works, it works. I'm not telling you something that doesn't work. It's actually true, all right? Let's make it happen, guys. You guys got this, all right? I'll see you at the top or on the next video. Bye-bye.